Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 11 March 2021. Spring is upon us, my friends. But in the middle of all the changing of the seasons, we have a normal Thursday night. It's 9 o'clock. It's time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel, or should I say knife/watch sale this week, because we have a pretty healthy complement of timepieces to go with our cutlery tonight. Before we get into the meat of the sale, a little bit of housekeeping as usual. I'm going to post on the screen for you in just a few moments the terms of the sale. You need to be familiar with and agreeable to them if you're going to participate as a buyer in tonight's sale festivities. I'll also print those terms in the description underneath this video. Above the terms of the sale in the description, you're going to see 3 links to prior videos on this channel. The first is to my Primer for Buyers video. That is a 38-minute long expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. So if you are a new buyer, please give that a watch. It'll help your buying experience immensely. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video if you're interested in using this weekly sale to move some of your collection along. That video gives you the whys, wherefores, moving parts of how that all works. And the third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So below the 3 links, below the terms, you're going to see tonight's inventory list, complete with timestamps and pricing. In the pricing column, the number to the left of the slash is your as shown price. The number to the right is your as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service price. There will be 6 spots available for next day sharpening tomorrow, Friday the 12th. If you buy a knife to be sharpened that falls outside that first 6, expect it to be done and shipped in 2 to 3 weeks. If you see the word sold in lieu of a price for a given item, that means it is bought and paid for and on its way to its new owner. No need to send any correspondence about that one. Let's see. I think that's about it. Time to get you the terms up on the screen, and I'll be right back with the inventory of tonight's sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, we have a donated piece by one of my customers. It's a pretty cool little fixed blade necker knife from Columbia River Knife and Tool. Inside the box comes a detachable belt or pocket clip, and then in this rather tidy little molded plastic neck sheath with cord, we have the Alan Foltz designed CRKT Spew. That's probably an acronym, SPEW. Pretty nifty little Chinese made fixed blade necker knife. Fits great in the hand. 3 inches of Wharncliffe blade backed up by a removable set of black and brown G10 handle scales. Nice little tied lanyard. Blade steel on this one is 5CR15 MOV. Chinese stainless steel. Nice thin stock. What is that? Maybe 100 thousandths. Comes to a very fine point. Hollow ground Wharncliffe. Thinly ground. You betcha. Now this knife is like new in the box. You can buy these online at your favorite retailer for about 30 bucks, or just buy this one. $20, shipped priority mail, $20. Guys, $8.45 of that is postage. $40 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. That is the CRKT Spew. We'll put them back home. Oh, next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 6. Next up, we do have a couple traditionals tonight. This being the first of them from Maher and Grosh, also known as, or in conjunction with, I think it's called Ohio Valley Cutlery. I've met these guys several times at rendezvous. Get a little inner pouch. I think this knife is based on the Great Eastern Cutlery number 86. So it is a tapered jack frame, 3 11/16 inches in closed length. It is called the Maher and Grosh Yankee Whittler. This one covered in stunning Coco Bolo wood. It is a 3-spring single end Whittler pattern. Okay, so the main blade, which is the center, is a gorgeous clip point, polished with the Yankee Whittler etch, tang stamp Maher and Grosh, Ohio Valley Cutlery OVC USA, long match striker pull cut swedge. Then you got a pen blade in the front with nail nick, and on the back side a beautiful spear point with a long match striker pull and a cut swedge, and again tang stamped Maher and Grosh and etched Maher and Grosh. Condition on this is going to be, we'll call it near mint in box. Your price on this Great Eastern Cutlery private label knife, $175 like it is, $210 for me to sharpen all 3 blades. That's in your inventory is the Maher and Grosh Yankee Whittler. Next up, okay GEC fans, I was holding out on you. I didn't tell you about this knife in the teaser video yesterday. This is a Tidioute cutlery product of Great Eastern, and check out the cap. This is before the current model numbering system. So this is a number 73 trapper, and the model number is just 2007 number 73 EC. This one in chocolate bone, serialized number 069 for all you perverts out there. Here is the knife. Oh yeah, I like that bone. Pretty cool stuff. It's sort of jigged, it's sort of scratted. It's just sort of cool. The 73 is the swell center curved handled trapper with the closed end. So notice how the tangs are flush with the end of the knife. Main blade is a drop point with that script Tidioute cutlery, satin finished. Pull on this is a solid 8. Secondary blade on the back side is a spay, and a gorgeous spay. Walk and talk is beautiful. Blades are nicely centered in the blade wells. Condition on this one, and by the way, 3 3/4 inches in closed length, by the way. We'll call this near mint in tube. Serial number is engraved in the bolster. Your price on this one, $220, $220, $250 if you like it with an ApostleP edge on both blades. That's in your inventory as GEC Tidioute number 73 trapper. Next up, we have a knife that is 47 years old. From W.R. Case & Sons Cutlery Company, Bradford, PA. We have the Case 2138 LSS Sodbuster. SS for stainless steel, L for liner lock. Yeah, we've got brass pivot, brass liner lock that rests on the top of the tang, so don't expect it to be free of blade play like a modern folder. But it's pretty doggone tight, I gotta say. Notice how that liner that makes the brass lock is a little thicker than the one on the opposite side. Black Delrin handle. Nice Sodbuster etch. Now it's hard to see, but it's Case XX, stainless USA, and then you really have to turn the blade to see this, but it is a 6 dot, and the 6 dots are a little obscured by the handle. That makes it 1974 production. And I'm going to call it near mint, no box. 4 11/16 enclosed length. It's a hand filler. About an 8-pull cam tang. Perfect walk and talk. Centering is beauteous. Your price on this one, and I found several comps on eBay selling like between $125 and $130 plus shipping. This one can be yours. $110. Near mint, no box. $130 if you like it with an ApostleP edge. That's the Case 2138 LSS Sodbuster. Next up, time for a piece of history, my friends. From Gerber, USA, we have an RW Loveless design, limited edition, fixed blade knife and sheath. This is the dropped Hunter, and it comes in its original presentation box with an unmolested information sheet and that sort of velvet coated plastic liner. Very nice condition on the packaging. And then you have this thing of beauty. The knife and sheath made in Italy. There is your embossed maker's mark. There is your embossed made in Italy. This is such a cool knife, guys. I don't know what material it is, but you'll notice it's obviously stainless. One of 2001, and these were made in 2001. The knife blade, bolsters, and tang all one piece, integral construction. Aluminum Corby bolts, aluminum lanyard tube, natural canvas scales with red spacers, beautifully jimped spine above the bolster. Blade length on this one is 3.5 inches, handle 4 5/8. Gorgeous Coke bottle profile on that Bob Loveless handle. It just doesn't get any better. This one is near mint to like new in presentation box. I found one of these that sold recently on eBay for a lot more than we're going to ask for this one. This one can be yours. $195. $195 and then $215 if you'd like my edge on it. But this is probably not a knife you want to sharpen and use. It's probably you want to tuck away for posterity. The Gerber Loveless Limited Edition dropped Hunter, $195. What a beauty. Next up, from North Carolina, Will Moon Custom Knives in a rather beautiful pouch. We have the Will Moon Banshee. Yeah, Will made one of these for me to review and use in a left-handed configuration. Pretty cool knife. We have a handle made of olive drab G10, nicely blasted. Natural canvas micarta inlays. Acid stonewashed titanium clip on the natural canvas tic tac spacer. Ceramic ball retention. All titanium hardware, bronze anodized. A nasty looking acid stonewash clip point blade. Check out the new moon maker's mark up there, huh? Now this knife features the Will Moon spindle lock, which is a dual piston Will Moon interpretation or adaptation of Benchmade's axis lock. Very strong action. Coil springs on those pistons that are nicely housed inside the frame so they're not exposed to crud. It kind of likes to be pulled back with both finger and thumb, like a Spyderco caged ball lock. But if you get good at it, you can do it with one thumb only. Blade centering is perfect. Hard to see because the blade's so dark. Action is perfect. Lockup is perfect. The whole knife is just beautifully made. And man, is it light for its size. Blade length on the Banshee, 3 5/8. Handle is 5 1/8. It's a little girthy, but it kind of needs to be up front because of the mechanism for that spindle lock. You can slip forward on it pretty easily. You can come back here, hand filler. Nicely done, Will. Nicely done. Condition is going to be like new in the pouch. My consignor paid $7.75 for this knife, brand new from the maker, and it's still like new. Your price, $5 1/4, $5.25 like it is, and $5.50 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6. That's the Will Moon Banshee. Next up, you know, I've always said, if you're going to buy a Chinese knife, buy it because that fits your budget and you need a knife to use. And we've got one. In fact, we have 2. CJRB knives, made in China. Look at that. This is the CJRB Mini Feldspar. Just a nice basic pocket knife in the natural or jade G10, brass pivot collar, polished stainless steel tip-up clip, reversible left or right, ball bearing pivot with thumb studs, D2 blade steel, nicely stonewashed, 3-inch blade, 4-inch handle, stainless liner lock, nicely nested. Action's great, detent's perfect for this knife. Centering is close. Might favor the lock side just a little bit. Condition, like new in the box. I believe I couldn't find one of these with the Jade G10. I did find a couple black G10 examples at web retailers for $30. This one can be yours for $25 shipped. Priority mail to your door. If you'd like my edge on it, $45. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6. That's the CJRB Mini Feldspar, generously donated to the channel by Ms. W. Thanks, Jackie. Next up, another one from CJRB. You know what? If you got $30 to spend on a knife and you want it to be a pretty nice piece, I guess go Chinese. Same family as the last one we just showed. This is the CJRB full-size Feldspar, so it's in your inventory as CJRB Feldspar. Just a basic pocket knife, guys. Blue-gray blasted G10, polished stainless steel reversible tip-up clip, brass pivot collar, ball bearing pivot, beautiful sort of droppy, speary blade in D2. 3.5-inch blade, 4 9/16 handle, nested stainless steel liner lock. There's your engagement. It's rock solid. Centering on this one, close. Action lockup perfect. Let's see. I found one of these in natural Jade G10 on Amazon for 36 bucks. This one can be yours for 30. Shipped priority mail. 50 if you would like it with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening is available, and it is like new in the box. That is the CJRB Feldspar. Next up, from QSP, better knife, better life. I sort of got to hand it to them. That's a good slogan. This is the QSP Puffin. The Puffin. Pretty cool little knife. That was a little strange, a little blurry. Anyway, here's the Puffin. Gorgeous titanium handle with inlaid carbon fiber, but not flush inlaid. Nicely inlaid, a little bit of a step, a little bit of a crown in that carbon. Pretty cool. Milled titanium clip, titanium frame lock with stainless steel lock interface insert. Nice custom style pivot. Yes, 35 VN blade, nicely stone washed, and 3 1/16 inches in length. The handle is 4 inches, so nice efficient blade to handle ratio. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. Ball bearing pivot with thumb studs, centering right down the middle. Perfect mechanics, guys. Perfect mechanics. Condition on this, like new in the box. I believe this model's out of stock everywhere. When it was in stock, you could buy it for $138. I did find one used knife that had been listed on eBay and sold at $125 plus shipping. This one can be yours, like new in box condition. $115. $115 like it is. $135 with an ApostleP edge. That's the QSP Puffin. Next up, from Spyderco, Golden, Colorado, USA, Earth. I have twins. I'm not even going to designate a number 1 or a number 2, guys. These are both Spyderco Manix 2s, Brown G10, M390, Sprint Run. They're both like new in the box. They're both perfect. I can tell no difference between them. So here you go. Yeah, I got a bad pinky. Action, perfect. Not quite free drop into the close, but certainly flingable. Lock up rock solid, centering's perfect. Condition is like new. I think this is probably the most undervalued Spyderco Sprint Run knife there is on the market today. Because they don't cost like $220, $250. Your price, take your pick. You'll get the whichever one I pluck first, right? $170, $170, like it is. $195 with an ApostleP edge. That's each, guys. You don't get both of them for that. So the first 2 buyers get them. Simple as that. Spyderco Manix 2 Brown M390. Next up, another Spidey. We're moving across the pond to Seki City. Now this is not the original box for this knife, and the knife isn't even original. Notice it says Delica S90V Zome on the sticker. See, no model number label on the box. So this is a blade swap in a glow-in-the-dark Zome FRN handle, Delica FFG. But instead of having the VG10 blade, we have an S90V that was swapped out of a dealer exclusive. Lockup is rock solid. Check this out. That's pretty free dropping action for a Delica. Centering right down the middle. Condition like new as modded. Oh, by the way, did I mention that the Zome glows in the dark? Here you go. Take a look. What a great kid's first knife that would be. Yeah. So your price on this one with the S90V blade and the glow-in-the-dark Zome handle, $90. 90 like it is. $115 if you would like it with an ApostleP edge. And next day sharpening is available. This is one of the first 6 knives purchased to be sharpened tonight. Spyderco Delica Zome Glow S90V. Next up, another one from a Spyderco, Seki City, Japan, Earth. We have a Stretch 2 in Ivory. This is such a cool knife. I think this is the 3rd one I've had on consignment. Ivory FRN handle, Stretch 2, but look at the straight spine, or Spidey clip as I like to call it, blade in VG10. This is a completely Sal creation, and he decided to make a stretch as an homage to his old original C03 Hunter. Thus the blade shape. So all bright hardware, polished clip. Watch this dropping action. Yeah, and it's rock solid, guys. Blade centering is, man, it's awfully close to perfect, if not perfect. So mechanically, one of the best FRN midlocks I've ever seen from Spyderco. Condition is absolutely like new in the box. They're out of stock. I don't know if they'll ever be made again. Completed listings on eBay running between $110 and $139. They are not in stock. And I think we've sold one of these for $110, one of them for $115. This one can be yours. $99, guys. $99 like it is. $119 with an ApostleP edge. That's in your inventory as Spyderco Stretch 2 Ivory. And by the way, if you want it sharpened, if you're among the first 6 this week, it'll be done tomorrow. About 2 to 3 weeks if you're outside that first 6. Next up, it's time for you guys to save me from myself. Another Spidey. This one from Taichung. Again, not in its original box. No part number label. We have a Chaparral Sun and Moon. You guys know I love the Chappie. I'm not too wild about it in its natural form with the carbon fiber over G10. I like the Raffir Noble. I like the new Burl Maple that just came out. I got a review coming on that. But look at this. Are you kidding me? On the back side if you're right-handed, but the show side if you're left-handed, we have the Japanese flag, the rising sun. Ivory G10, red G10 inlay. On the right-hander's show side, the moon, black G10, black sky, mother of pearl inlay. How cool. How cool is that? CTS XHP blade, nice and skinny. What is it, 90 thousandths? Rock solid lockup. Smooth action. Perfect centering. Ah, close centering. Very close. Condition is like new in a replacement box. Out of stock. Completed listings on eBay running between $144 and $161. This one can be yours for $120. Like it is. $140 with an TheApostleP Edge. Next day sharpening is available, but you guys have until $9.15 to buy this. If you don't, I am, because I really kind of like it. That is the Spyderco Chaparral Sun and Moon. What a beauty. Next up, here's one I haven't seen. It's a Kershaw. It is made in the USA. This is a funny looking part number. 17760LSW. A link in 20 CV. And check out the new milling pattern on the link handle. OD hard anodized aluminum scales over a robust set of blackened liners. Deep carry clip, reversible, left or right, tip up. Speed safe, spring assist action on the 20 CV blade. 3 1/4 inches of blade, 4 3/8 inches of handle. There's your lock up. It's rock solid. Centering is close, very close. Condition on the link, we will say like new in the box. I think these are still in stock for $95 at your favorite web retailer. Or just buy this one, like new in the box. Shipped, priority mail, $70. $95 with an TheApostleP Edge. That's the Kershaw 17760LSW link. What a beauty. Oh, by the way, if you want it sharpened, if you're in the first 6 tonight, it'll be done tomorrow. Next up, from Ferrum Forged Knife Works, by way of China, we have the Ferrum Forge Prolix. Prolix. A sweet little knife, actually. This has got a deep carry clip, right hand tip up only. Black G10 over stainless steel liners. Ball bearing flipper. Little worn foot sheep's cliff thing. Generous slot and generous forward finger choil. Great little utility knife. Can you open it with that? I don't know. Let's see. Yes, you can. All right. So, on the Prolix, you get a Nitro V blade. 2 7/8 inches in length. Backed up by a 3 3/4 inch handle. Nice efficient blade to handle ratio. Ball bearing flipper. Stainless steel liner lock. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. Blade centering looks to be perfect. Flipping action. Good as it gets. We'll call this one near mint in box. And I'm only saying that because my seller said he carried it. There might be a little bit of a worn spot at the tip, but it's very slight. Let's see, if you buy one of these brand new at your favorite web retailer, expect to pay $90. Or just buy this one. We'll call it near mint in baggy. Okay, there's no box with this knife. Your price, $70. 70. And I'm sorry, $65. $65. And then $85 with an TheApostleP Edge. That's the Ferrum Forge Prolix. Next up, we have us a fancy Kaiser with the velvety textured cardboard sleeve, the clamshell box, the envelope of goodies, and a pouch. So when they put that kind of packaging on it, it better be a pretty special knife, I'm saying. Well, what we got here, my friends, is the Kaiser KI 4545A1 Genie. a nice, slim, pocket-friendly titanium frame lock front flipper. I suck at front flippers, so that's how I open them. We have, what's that, a reverse tanto, kind of a little 940 thing going on? Long reaching out blade. 3 7/16 inches of length. A 4 5/16 handle, so very efficient blade to handle ratio. Beautifully milled and blasted titanium handle. Titanium backspacer. Milled titanium clip. Super lightweight knife, guys. There's got to be, yeah, there is some lightening going on in the inside of that handle. Steel inserted titanium frame lock. There's your lock engagement. Rock solid. Blade centering is close. Very close. If you could front flip, it'd be great. I can't front flip. Okay. Condition on the Genie, like new in the box. If you buy a new one of these at your favorite online retailer, which I believe you can at this point in time, you're going to pay $158. Or just buy this one, like new in the box, shipped priority mail, $110. $110. $130 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6. It's the Kaiser KI 4545 A1 Genie. Next up, we got a little run of fixed blades from Frank Velez Steel Sharp Knives. Here's the first one. We're calling this the Steel Sharp 2 3/4 inch Burden Trout. I'm calling it that. Frank says it's a blade of 15 and 20 1/16 inch stock flat ground utility blade with black canvas micarta handles, red G10 liners, 3/16 diameter brass pins, with a black Kydex sheath and a soft loop. So there's your black Kydex sheath with the soft loop. That should be a snap. Is that correct? Probably a unidirectional snap, yeah. I said a unidirectional snap. There we go. Little thumb break. Now the retention on this, just full disclosure, kind of sucks. It's kind of a friction fit, not a snap. Okay, here's the blade. And Frank always oils them well. So let me do a little wipe. How's that for a slick little Burden Trout, huh? It begs you to come forward. Look at that thin stock. Kind of convex ground. I tell you what, guys. Now Frank's got a, he has a standard bevel on here, and it's pretty sharp. But if I were going to own this knife, I would have me convex it. I just would. Because notice the blade face is quite convex. And it is. Cool. Cool. There's your black canvas, your brass pins, your red liners. Super comfortable in hand for a little short blade. How would that be for working inside an animal? Look at that. Nice satin finish. Now we do have a little bit of marring from the Kydex, but very nicely done. Great little knife, nice and light. So let's see. Brand new from the maker with Kydex. The Steel Sharp 2 3/4 inch bird and trout, $145. Handmade, custom-made knife from Frank Velez at Steel Sharp. Oh, if you want it sharpened, add $15. I'll do it. Next day available if it's one of the first 6. Next up, another one from Steel Sharp Knives by Frank Velez. We're calling this one the Steel Sharp 2 5/8 inch utility. It's got a blade of 1/8 inch thick 5160 with a high saber grind, carbon fiber handles, G10 red liners, and 3/16 brass pins with a black Kydex sheath and a soft loop. There's your Kydex. There's your loop. It's got some retention. And let me wipe off that blade. Now this is kind of cool, guys. 5160 blade steel, satin finished, hand cut jimping. Now the stock thickness is what I said. 1/8. But look at all the distal taper. Blade length 2 5/8. Handle length 3 1/8. And this, I think, is Frank's first foray into the world of carbon fiber. Looks great with the red liners and the brass pins. The handle length only 3 1/8. It's kind of a pinky hanger, kind of an anchor on the pinky knife. Brand new from the maker. Your price, $145. Maker's edge, pretty good, pretty toothy. $20 for me to sharpen it. So $145 like it is. Brand new from the maker. $165 with an Apostle P edge. That's in your inventory as the steel sharp 2 5/8 inch utility. Come on. There we go. I'm being very careful of my pinky. Okay, next up. Our third offering from Steel Sharp Knives by Frank Velez tonight. This one will be in your inventory as the Steel Sharp 3 1/4 inch clip point. A2 tool steel, flat ground. Blue and charcoal laminated wood handles, white G10 liners, 3/16 inch stainless steel pins with a black Kydex sheath and a tech lock. So there's your sheath package. That's got nice action coming out, nice retention. Check out that little clip point, hand cut jimping. Nice satin finish. Frank's metal finishing skills definitely improving. Very nicely done. Perfectly executed sharpening choil. Okay, so you got 3 1/4 inches of blade, 3 15/16 inches of handle, very hand filling. Nice little knife. Brand new from the maker. Your price on this one, $175 like it is, with the maker's edge. That's okay. $195 if you would like an Apostle P edge on this one. Next day sharpening is available if you want it sharpened, and you're among the first 6 tonight. That is the Steel Sharp 3 1/4 inch utility. I'm sorry, 3 1/4 inch clip point. Next up, Steel Sharp Knives by Frank Velez. We have the Steel Sharp 3 3/8 inch utility. This one also in A2, 3/16 thick, flat ground blade, and blued. Black canvas micarta handle with red G10 liners and 3/16 inch brass pins with black Kydex sheath and clip. Out of the Kydex it comes. Here's the knife. Okay, this one is a fooler. The stock is in fact 3/16 thick, but it is, well, we would say that the spine has been violated, and to a great degree. It's really only 3/16 underneath the handle scales, and it tapers down, or it's plunged down to 3/32, so just under 100 thousandths, which makes it a nice skinny slicer. This needs a little wipage too. Yeah. Hand cut jimping. There is your black canvas with your red liners. Super nice in hand. Ground fairly thinly. This one also brand new from the maker. Now behind that 3 3/8 inch blade is a 4 1/4 inch handle, by the way. Your price on this one with Kydex with tech lock, $165, $185 if you'd like it with an edge from the Apostle P Knife Service. That is in your inventory as the Steel Sharp 3 3/8 inch utility. Next up, and our last one from Steel Sharp by Frank Velez. This is the Steel Sharp Farrier Rasp Sheep's Foot. We've had a couple of these. This is, I think, the biggest of these Farrier Rasp Sheep's Foot knives from Frank. So the stock is 3/16 inches thick, Farrier Rasp carbon steel, so probably 5160 or the like, with an acid stonewash blade, Brazilian cherry wood handles, 3/16 inch brass pins with a black Kydex sheath and a tech lock. So there's your sheath, there's your tech lock, there's your knife. Oh my, that is cool. So Frank takes a rasp, he rough grinds it, or he normalizes it, he rough grinds it, and then he reheat treats it to knife characteristics. There's your Brazilian cherry wood. Oh yeah. So the blade on this one's 4 1/8. The handle's 3 7/8, but notice there's quite a bit of ricasso, which allows you to pinch like if you were going to make food with this knife. It's brand new from the maker in Kydex. Pretty decent factory edge. Your price on this one's going to be $160. See if I can put this thing back without killing myself. If you want my edge on it, $180, and next day sharpening is available if it's among the first 6 knives purchased to be sharpened tonight. That's the Steel Sharp Farrier Rasp Sheep's Foot. Next up, I have to go to an old piece of paper here. Okay. The lone leftover from last week, and it's in the middle of the sale because I forgot about it, to tell you the truth. This is, guys, why is this still here? This is the Schrade IXL Folding Hunter. So, from, I don't know when were these, the early 90s probably? Spring-loaded presentation box. Never been used sheath. Okay, now this is interesting. Made in Sheffield, England. George Wostenholm and Son. So obviously not a native English family, but came to Sheffield for the mecca of knife making. Inside all that packaging comes this thing of beauty. Now this really is reminiscent of a case shark tooth or a Browning folding hunter. A little bit of Coke bottle. Nickel silver frame. And I think the blade is stainless, is it? Yeah. Stainless steel blade. 3 1/8 inches long. Gorgeous kind of muskrat clip blade. Beautiful stag handle. And this is serialized number 04043. Lockup is rock solid. Action is silky, silky smooth. Notice how the frame is relieved to allow access to the nail neck, which sits very low in the handle. Centering is off. That's really the only mechanical defect. Beautiful knife. Near mint. In presentation box. Whoops. Which needs a little glue. We ran this last week for 95 bucks. Dropped it down to 75 on Saturday. And at the time we did this, my consignor said, that's as low as I'm going. If nobody buys it for that, I'm keeping it. So we're going to run it again, but it's 75 bucks. Don't make an offer and don't expect it to be lower on Saturday. Guys, that is a freaking steal on this knife. Yeah, it's a gorgeous piece of work with great lineage. The Schrade IXL Folding Hunter. 75 like it is, 95 with my edge on it. Okay guys, that's it for knives tonight. Time to get into the watches. First up, from Luminox Essential Gear. Now this watch is a few years old. I just called it a knife. This is the Luminox 8815 Black Ops. The 8815 Black Ops Swiss quartz. It's that carbon polymer case. So a lot like FRN, a lot like a Glock. 45 millimeters in diameter, 12 thick, 22 lug width, 51 lug to lug, 200 meters of water resist, blacked out Arabics, tritium tubes at each hour marker and on the hands, and with a tritium pip. And let me just say, I'm going to throw up a loom shot, and it's going to look a lot like a black screen. Luminox tritium sucks. Just saying. Here's your loom shot. Isn't that special? Okay. Mineral crystal. And the strap, I believe, would have been silicone to start, and this one has been changed, and it's wearing a brand Aeromatic, A-E-R-O-Matic, which is a really nice chunk of leather. And you know, this watch has been worn. The case is very durable, but it shows like it's worn. We're going to say that the condition is good to excellent. In box, there's a little chip in the crystal over the loom pip, but you know, most Luminox, those like little crystals fall out, so this one's still here. So this watch was available on Amazon at last listing at $429. This one can be yours, $125 guys, $125. The Luminox 8815 Black Ops. Running, ticking, keeping time. Next up, we have another Swiss quartz. This one a little more special than the last. Yeah, that box, I believe, says Tag Heuer. And inside that box, we got an instruction manual. We got an inner box. I think all the links are in this one. Yeah, all the links are in this one. And it's got a lot of links, guys. They're all installed. Look at this. The Tag Heuer WAC 1110 Formula 1. So made in the early 2000s. We have a sports watch. Okay, 41 millimeters in diameter. And it's a brushed case, but it's got these hard plastic bumper inserts, right? And crown guards made into the hard plastic. We do have a rotating bezel, unidirectional, 120 click. Super nice. Lines up perfectly. PVD coated stainless steel. Black face. Polished indices with Arabics at the cardinal positions. Loomed hands. Date at 4:30. So 41 diameter, 12 thick. The lugs are sort of hooded, and I think they're 18. So if you wanted to go to strap, you could. Okay. But I would never put a strap on this, because for all its faults, if there's one thing Tag does well, they can make a bracelet. Just look at the way this bracelet articulates. It is so comfortable. Now, I'm going to show you how big this is. My wrists are about 7 1/8, 7 3/16. I think you could go almost up to 8 with this. And I believe it's a standard push pin mechanism. So let's show you a little. There's some wear on the bracelet, right? Not a new watch, but it's just a wearer. An absolute wearer. I'm going to throw in a loom shot. It's not spectacular, but it doesn't need to be. Really, really cool watch. So price on this new, back when Keith bought it, was $795. I'm finding these on eBay completed listings, sold units between $245 and $600, and the one at $245 was our real turd. And I don't think it was on bracelet. This bracelet is worth the price of admission. Your price on this one, $295, guys. $295. On the Tag Heuer WAC 1110 Formula 1. Next up, from the Hamilton Watch Company. The box looks like it might have been in the closet for a little bit. You got an outer box, you got an inner box. I don't think there's any paperwork in here. So, this is one of those sort of retro-y Hamiltons. It is the 6333 Everest chronograph. So this is a quartz chronograph, stainless steel case, and the diameter is, well, it's no diameter. It's 35 wide by 45 high. The lug width is 22, and the lugs are hooded. Kind of a tuxedo dial. Let me see here. Oh, thickness is 12. Mineral crystal. We have date at 4. We have time. 2 hands. We have 1/10 of a second at the 3 o'clock subdial. We have a 30-minute timer at the 9 o'clock subdial. No running seconds on this watch. Now, instead of a quick set day, this quartz movement has the jump hour function. So if I pull the crown out, see the jump hour? So kind of a traveler's watch, I guess. I believe your seconds hand is your chrono seconds, and you're going to notice that sometime along the line during the battery replacement, the chronograph hands, both the running or the seconds hand and the 30-minute timer don't reset to 0. So you're going to need to find the calibration procedure online to get those to reset back to 0. But it's running and keeping time. Case has some scratches. Kind of a carbon fiber leather look strap that appears to not be factory, but the deployant clasp is a butterfly type, and it works great. That's Hamilton. So that is the Hamilton 6333 Everest chronograph. I don't know, guys. This is probably, what, a $400 watch if you buy one similar new. This one can be yours. Needs a little love. $75. $75 on the Hamilton Everest chronograph. Next up, did you know Oakley made watches? Apparently so. Comes in a nice faux leather-clad box with a big pillow. Oh, and here's the watch on a really nice hunk of rubber, guys. This is the Oakley Whole Shot chronograph. It is a quartz chronograph with a Swiss quartz movement, 44 millimeters in case diameter. I measured the lug at 20 width, 51 lug to lug. And it looks like you change those lugs with Allen screws. Pretty cool. Blasted case, very fine bead blast. Silver dial. Now the loom on this watch is going to be hands only. I'll throw in a loom shot of that one. And let's go over your subdials. 1/10 of a second at the 2. Running seconds at the 6. And a 30-minute chronograph timer at the 10. Date window at 4. Chronograph seconds in the center. And you're going to notice, again, just like the Hamilton chronograph, at some point during battery replacement, the reset of the chronograph hand has gotten off. So you'll need to find the procedure for that. Beautiful rubber strap, guys. Beautiful. And this one's running and keeping time as well. Let's see. We're going to call this, I don't know, at least excellent condition. Really not an appreciable mark on it. I believe it's got a, does it? I didn't look. Is it, yeah, it is sapphire. Sapphire glass, no marks. Pretty beautiful. This watch new was about $400. It can be yours. We'll call it excellent. Pushing near mint. Your price, $185. $185 on the Oakley Whole Shot chronograph. Next up, oh, if I had a bigger wrist. Oh, if I had a bigger wrist. Was that one of the characters in The Wizard of Oz that said that? We have a Seiko. We got an outer box. We got an inner box. It's a Prospex. Oh, this has got the nice Prospex box, so it must be a special edition. It is. It's the 50th anniversary diver's watch. Now, this is called a baby tuna. It's the model number SRP 655. By the community, it has been dubbed baby tuna, which I think is almost a misnomer for this watch. And I'll tell you why I say that. It's not quartz. It doesn't have a domed crystal. And if you look closely, underneath that case shroud, it's almost a monster. So it's a pretty interesting watch. That monster-esque bezel is black ceramic gloss, black dial, day date, certified diver, 200 meters. The shroud is PVD coated stainless steel. Take a look at the case back. Tells you it's a special edition, all that stuff. Now this is running the 4R36 movement. Running great, keeping time. Comes on the Seiko silicone strap with the scratch magnet stainless steel keeper. But really pretty nice overall condition. The polished areas show some hairlines. But obviously the shroud, the bezel, and the glass all look really unmarked and beautiful. Guys, dimensions on this watch, it's 50 millimeters in diameter, 22 lug width, only 13 thick, because look at the concave nature of the case. Pretty cool. So not overly thick. And here's the, remember, 50 in diameter, but the lug to lug is only 48. They're tucked. So you can get away with this on a small wrist, but it's just huge. Oh, you want to see the loom shot? Here you go. Yeah, that is Luma Bright Tuna loom. Nothing else needs to be said. Of course, these are out of stock new. I think they were made in 2017. Does that sound right? Something like that? Maybe? I don't know. I looked at the completed listings on eBay, and a lot of these get moved on eBay. They're between $398 and $503. There were 2 listings that were in the high 700s that were best offer accepted. I have no idea what they sold for, but we're not anywhere near there. This one can be yours, and we'll say it's excellent in box condition. $360. That is the Seiko SRP 655 baby tuna. Baby. It's bigger around than a regular tuna, but it's the baby tuna, okay? Okay, next up. From Ventura Design. I have never heard of this company. Okay, so this is a Swiss watch company. The watches are made by Hans and Whetstone. This, and I'm going to show you the inner box. Maybe. So there's the inner box, and the watch, that's the pillow, believe it or not. Then you got a little instruction manual. All that good stuff. So this is a very, very interesting watch. And I am totally ignorant. Okay, so check this out, guys. Oh my. Oh, it's help if I held it right side up. This is the Ventura Design V-Matic chronograph. It is an in-house produced Swiss automatic. There's a display case back, and I gotta tell you, I don't know what architecture that movement is. So you're gonna need to look this one up. The case is titanium and showing very little wear. Very little wear. There's your dial. Diameter on this is 41. It is an automatic chronograph, so it's going to be thick, and it is 14 millimeters thick. Lug to lug is 45. And that's measuring there. The bracelet is sort of modular, but it does have a standard 22 millimeter lug width. Now notice at the 3 it says chronometer COSC. Sapphire glass front and back. It has a pointer date, 2 center hands for minutes and hours, chrono seconds, and then over here at the 9, it's got a 24-hour time register with the hour hand, and then the running seconds, no minute hand on that. What a cool way to do a 24-hour time display and have running seconds on a chronograph. So cool. 12-hour chrono timer, 30-minute chrono timer. Positive click, no jump on the chrono seconds. Nice sweep. Must be a 4 hertz movement. Reset's pretty close. Very cool watch. I'm going to call this excellent to near mint just because of a little bit of bracelet wear. When this was new, it was almost $2,000. It was $19.95 new. And it can be yours. Running, ticking, keeping time, in really nice shape. $850 on the Ventura Design V-Matic chronograph. Next up, and the last item in the sale, and this is an odd one, my friends. Odd. It's another one from Ventura Design. Whoops. Box, pillow, booklet. Put you back in your little home. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen, guys. Where'd I put it there? This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Come on. Ah, there we go. This is the Ventura Design Spark FX Auto Quartz. Okay, I have no idea how to use this. But basically, it's like a Seiko Kinetic, I guess. It's a Swiss quartz movement. with a rotor that charges a capacitor that runs the watch. And I haven't worn it enough to keep it going, but essentially, I think that's the time. Let's see. Yeah. And it's in 24-hour time right now. When it goes dead, everything goes dead. So you got to wear it. But I believe it's got a sapphire glass. The watch is hardened titanium. It's got a date function. It runs in 12 or 24 hours. And notice, I think this titanium is a little harder than the previous watch because it's showing like nowhere. So the dimensions of this watch are 33 by 40. And I'm calling the lug to lug. It's 40 to the edges of the case, but it's like 57 to these almost fixed primary lengths. So, you know, it's going to wear large on the wrist. And I think this has got all the links installed. Probably go up to about a 7 3/4, 8-inch wrist. No. So I don't know, guys. This watch, when it was new, was like $1,200. It's definitely an interesting piece, Swiss made, with a rotor-powered quartz movement and a nice negative display, very legible. It was $1,200 when it was new. It's in near mint condition with box. How about $450? $450 on the Ventura Design Spark FX Auto Quartz. And that, my friends, will bring us to the end of another knife and watch sale on the Apostle P channel. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's been a pleasure. I hope you've enjoyed it. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now commence to clicking.